Tēnā koutou katoa ngā mihi nui. So that means hello everyone and welcome. Welcome to Manifestors Unite. I'm your host, Carmel Riley from Aotearoa, New Zealand. And this channel is all about the stars. And it's about taking back a Māori cosmology perspective and a Southern Hemisphere perspective, because we are the bottom end of the world. We're in the Southern Hemisphere and we look at the sky basically opposite to 90% of the astrologers on the web. So if you're really interested in how an Indigenous overlay can be applied, Indigenous stars overlay can be applied to astrology, then this channel is for you. And one other thing I think that may help convince you is I practice helioastrology, which is taking the sun's perspective. So it's observing everything that we see in the sky. And so the astrology that I follow actually relates to what you see at the time of the year that you see it with, as I said, that flavour of the Southern Hemisphere. My links are below, and I've got a South Star membership where people are really beginning to learn this and feel it in for themselves. Largely, my practice is metaphysical, and that is drawing in. See these beautiful sparkly objects out here? Each of those stars has solar systems as part of other galaxies, as part of our galaxy, and really when you start to use this practice, it's more about bringing in that knowledge which is already there and you are part of. Everyone is a starseed, and particularly those who decide to own it and come out of the starseed closet. But these stars here, they have knowledge for us to find, and it's largely an Indigenous, cultural, outer galactic knowledge, but everyone can find it. And why find it? Well, it does help to make your mission here on Earth a little bit higher, or sun astrology, to help you to find the soul within, to unleash more of your starseed energy, and that's what we're all about here. In this video, really, I'm going to talk to you very simply about two constellations, which are the southern constellations, and they're part of the Milky Way. I'm going to talk to you about one sacred star, which is very sacred tapu for Māori down under, but not so for others. The time of year that is open, and also the time of year when you can reach it. And then we're going to go into a very short practice to be able to use the infrastructure of the universe, use that spiral galaxy really to be able to access the information which is at the heart of the Milky Way. So this is going to be a big lesson. So we're going to cover it really short. It's going to be very simple, because it's up to you as the star navigator, as the starseed, to align with us and to draw it through. Okay, so let us start. I want to speak to you about this little star that you can see as I put my cursor here, called Rehua. And before we get into talking a little bit about Rehua, we're going to talk about the Milky Way, our Milky Way galaxy. That Rehua is the heart of. Okay, so the Milky Way in our culture is called Te Ikaroa, which means the long fish or the long boat, and its significance for us is that all the ancestors return through the Milky Way, and they are there for about a year from the date that they pass over until they then go and find their places in the sky where they'll twinkle down on us, and the energy will be part of that greater field, the cosmos. So if you look up in, particularly in the Southern Hemisphere, we have the constellations of Sagittarius and Scorpio are southern constellations. We see them every night. We see the whole length of the Milky Way. And in the middle of the Milky Way, you can see these two very, very special constellations, Scorpio and Sagittarius. And it is in Sagittarius that we find Rehua, which is basically in the middle. Interestingly, and if you get a picture for yourself of the Southern Hemisphere stars and compare it with the Northern Hemisphere, you'll see what I'm talking about. The constellations don't make sense for us down under in the same way that they do for the Northern Hemisphere. So for example, the Scorpio constellation, well, for a start, there's no scorpions in the south, but also the look of it, it's a fishhook for us. It's Maui's fishhook. It is the place of all entrepreneurialism and innovation. It's a deep, deep, deep star constellation with that great power, and it's right bang smack in the middle of Te Ikaroa. So we're going to get more into how you use this, but I just wanted to give you that understanding. So Rehua is a very interesting star. You can see by the colour of it that it's a red star. So it's nearing, when they're red, they're nearing the end of their life, and they're going to pass over and become part of the the star energy that then creates a black hole, which then will be rebirthed. So Rehua is, in our culture, means the heart of the universe. It's like the big bang star. It is the star that keeps that ship floating, and it basically, in our culture, regulates all of the ancestors and keeps them in line, which is a big job. It is not considered malefic in the same way that Antares is. So Antares is associated with Medusa's head. You'll often talk about people with these placements in the time that they were born, both in the month, in the year, and in the day. If they have influences of Rehua, Antares, generally it's considered that they, it's not a good thing, it's a negative thing. You're going to get your head cut off, you're partial to slapping other people in the head, you'll have head injuries. That kind of superstition is attached to Antares. And that's largely because, the myth with Medusa's head essentially being cut off, it could turn men and women to stone just through one look, because she was so evil. Not the case with Rehua, okay? This is the guy, them, they, who basically sorts out order and makes sure that everyone stays together and part of that huge Te Ikaroa, the Milky Way. Antares in your personal astrology is at about 8 to 9 degrees of Sagittarius. So if you have planets around there, personal planets, if you have degree or angles or degrees around that, you will have the influence of Antares. Okay, so I just wanted to signal that for you, but also just got one little other thing to add about the stars, is that in our culture they were used to guide the navigation. So as a general rule, there's a lot about wakas, there's a lot about voyages, there's a waka as a canoe, there is a lot about making the journey, and that's where the stars were there to guide us, as well as being considered ancestors or tupuna. So on the whole, they don't have the same malefic associations that they do in the Northern Hemisphere, which is one of the bonuses of becoming a star seed of Aotearoa, because we can take that eternally positive expression through our metaphysical learnings. Whew, okay, so now what we're going to do is just get into how we work with the star influence, and of how you may want to work with Rehua, or how you may want to work with the Milky Way. So physically, the Milky Way is the area of the Milky Way which is known as Te Kori, which is known as the galactic centre, the great plug of our universe, created through the Big Bang, by which our spiral galaxy was created. 27 degrees of Sagittarius. This period is open from the 18th to the 21st of December. However, that doesn't mean that's the only time that you can use the galactic centre, because as quantum physics will have it, you can be in a place in your mind and physically in that place just by the desiring and the setting the intention of it. So that is how we are going, firstly, to get propel ourselves out into Te Ikaroa, but then we're going to really vibe into the energy of Rehua. So how we do this is, if you just bear with me and you want to close your eyes, just really coming into your own heart space and setting an intention to be present with that influence of Te Ikaroa, and really to ask more questions and to explore, and allow yourself to just come into that, and then just drop straight, slowly spiraling down using the spiral galaxy. Remember, we've got a spiral galaxy, so you create that vortex within yourself deep down into Papa Tōnuku, our Earth, and you center slowly, slowly, slowly in the core of the universe, in the core of our heart, which is in the core of the universe, because you are the center of the universe in all moments. So really just anchor in there and just appreciate how this feels. If ancestral nudges, questions, things come up, just go with it. Ask more questions, and you should be able to see in your mind's eye anyway, in your consciousness, the spiraling threads of the spiral galaxy, which is our galaxy, and then from that beyond. So just really feel into that and gather and harness the ancestral power of connection. All things are connected, and we are with all those things that we choose chronically to focus on. So just really allow that, really feel it in your body. You can really feel the energy flowing through you, within you and around you, and then just push it back up through to your soles of your feet and continue to circle that up into all of your chakras, starting at the root, which is the base of the spine, and that is all of the chakras are associated with planets, and just continue to push that all the way through up, coming back into your heart. If at this point you want to just like fan out, you can just circle the energy all around you like a, you are like an orbiting field of divine light energy, starlight energy. You may see stars, you may see colors, doesn't really matter, just get into it. And then just like take that further up, just intensify your intention to do your work, to be the starseed, to be the creator, whatever you like, pushing it up through to your throat. And at this point I like to push it to the back of my neck into this area here, which is a very important chakra at the occipital range, but not many people know about. You want to fire into that back of the head. Give yourself, if you want, while you're doing this, a nice little neck rub and push out some of that stuck energy that's just under the collarbones. You can do that as you're pushing up, and then just keep going into your third eye, into your brain. Connect your brain, your heart, and Papatūānuku, Mother Earth. Surge the energy. You're just one great big spiral at this point. And I like to come here or come through the top, the crown of my head, and I just go straight into Tamanui Te Ra, the sun. And this is just a very fluid, imaginative, it's just purely in your imagination, but you're also there. At that point I like to just do a bit of love bombing, aroha bombing, anything that comes up, just clearing the way into the entrance of the sun, and then stay there for as long as you like, do whatever you like to do, find whatever you need to find, ask whatever questions you need to have, and then just continue to go up and through into the heart, the plug. You'll feel yourself coming. It's like coming into a womb. It's very safe, it's very warm, it's very pleasant. It helps if you're also very safe and very warm and undisturbed, and you just come in there. And at this point I really want you to just feel the enormous depth, and all around that galactic center you can just feel that long fish, that warm fish, all of our ancestors, yours, mine, the whole world's is all there. So just really allow that feeling of beingness to come into you. And by this time I would say be pretty deep in your meditation. And there may be all sorts of things going on. I don't know why people would need DMT or acid, because like you can just do this purely sitting on a cushion or on your bed or by the fire or wherever you want. You can fully have this vivid intergalactic experience in your own body and out there in the cosmos. So just really allow that feeling of the whole Milky Way. And if you like to just ask yourself, how does Rehua or Antares feel to me? This is particularly important for you if you have those placements that are close to Antares, you want to know more. And then just start to ask yourself, how is this feeling? What am I learning? What am I gaining from this cuddle with Rehua? Rehua. Allow the cuddling. And I particularly love to tone whenever I get really deep. I like to deepen a little bit more by doing a polyphonic tone, which is just like this. Been shouting at the dogs. I've lost my voice. The dog wasn't coming back, so I had to shout a few times at the dog. But whatever you do, it may be taking some more breaths. and just feeling into Rehua, the warm gold light that came through the sun. And really, if you like, you can give love to Rehua, you can give love to the sun, you can give love to planets, you can use the power of Antares, which is very close to the heart of the Milky Way, Te Kori. You can go through Te Kori and back into the birth mother of Te Kori, which is Messiah 87, who birthed our spiral galaxy, and beyond that there are other galaxies, the grandmother galaxies, they're all there. There's so much here for you. You are never alone. You are so supported, and that is one star that you can find in your meditation, as well as that amazing gateway in super manifesting season just at the beginning or so of December, and that will last through till when the galactic cores open on the 18th to 21st of December. Just remember when you seal that you want to just come back into your heart and just place your hands in your heart and say it is done. So just reiterating for you, we've used the intention. So use an intention to use your starseed dust or your starseed eternal flowing knowledge that is there for you whenever you ask. We've grounded, gone deep into the ground and connected with the core of our earthship, Papa Tōnaku. We've come back through all of the chakras, especially through the heart. We've done any work that we need to do. We've come into the third eye or the crown and left the body. Our consciousness has left the body, gone straight to the sun. We do our work there. Then we go to Te Kori, the 27 degrees of Sagittarius, and then we're part of this big ship. We can go into any star, but we've gone to Antares over here. And after all that's done, you're coming back into the heart if you haven't gone floating off and done some other work. So it's pretty simple. I'll put the directions below, and if you want to join the channel, please do, or my star membership. I'd love to have you join us. Bye for now. Ka kite.